Well, we have a different pattern than we've seen in quite a while. Actual cool weather in the northern plains and the upper Midwest the next several days, and that pushes the severe weather chances further south and west as well. We take a look at the next few days ahead. So some below normal temperatures for a rare change in the north central U.S. Much of the central U.S. has been hot, including the upper Midwest, but the next several days look to see temperatures near or below normal, and that means most severe weather potential is going to be pushed to the south and west of that area. We've got an upper level trough here, which is cold air aloft and overall part of a cooler air mass, and that's pushing all the moisture to the south. We've got some leftover showers and thunderstorms in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma. That'll kind of fizzle up, but that same area will be the focus of some storms that redevelop later in the day today. This is looking at the upper level pattern through the next several days, and you can see kind of the opposite of what we've seen really since early May, where we've got below normal upper level conditions or cooler than normal conditions in the central part of the U.S., and finally some warmth on the west and east coast. So most of the energy, because of the moisture and heat, is going to be pushed to the south today, and then starting to build again in sort of the front range here of the Rockies in the western and central and northern plains here again as we head in the next several days. So those will be the areas that we focus on, and there will be a jet stream meandering around through the area too. So shear, enough shear to organize some storms is going to be present with these chances the next few days too. No real major outbreaks though. These are going to be kind of similar to what we've been seeing. Slight risk days where there will be some severe storms, but not major outbreaks, and certainly not really great tornado days in particular either. But this is looking at shear here today, and then into tomorrow. We'll start to see maybe a little bit better chance of some potential tornadoes in places like Colorado, western Nebraska, and western Kansas as we head into Thursday and potentially maybe Friday too. So large area of slight risk. This is basically drawn right ahead of that cold front. That's where we have the chance of some storms, primarily a wind gust threat. So kind of similar to what we saw in the northern plains over the last couple of days. Small area that could see maybe some tornadic activity into northern Texas and the panhandle area of Oklahoma as well. So thunderstorms redevelop here into Illinois, Missouri. These storms could produce some winds. And then a second cluster of storms develops into Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas late tonight that will also be primarily a high wind gust threat as well. So when we look at the wind gust swaths over the next 24 hours, you see that area primarily in Illinois, and then another area later tonight into the panhandle of Texas, Oklahoma, and southwestern Kansas. That's also the best chance of seeing some tornadoes because we do have that shear. The jet stream is further west. Pretty light winds aloft as you head towards Illinois and Missouri, but small area that could see enough organization to produce some tornadic supercells potentially in the panhandle areas, as mentioned, of Texas and Oklahoma. And then tomorrow, that slight risk is on the backside of this cooler air mass. Again, a wind threat, but there is a small chance of seeing some tornadoes in parts of Colorado, Nebraska, and into Wyoming. And this is always a good area for storm chasers because you usually have good visibility when you do see some tornadoes. So this is going to be kind of a late night scenario too, late tomorrow, and then into early Friday, some lingering shower and thunderstorm activity that could make its way to Minnesota and Iowa as well. High probability of some wind gusts. You can see a lot of high wind gusts in that area as we head into late Thursday, early Friday morning. So that'll be the primary concern again, large hail, high winds, but we start to see those tornadic parameters come up more too, because just like today, the shear is really going to be further west where that jet stream is, so that's where storms could organize. And then heading into Friday, that severe risk drifts back south here, mostly Colorado and much of Kansas, maybe western Missouri could see some severe storms, but the whole northern plains gets a break here with these cooler than normal temperatures, at least for the time being.